center, cut the putt.
Tiger's second birdie. He would give one back on the 15th. He's at 1 under.
George.
Good spot for McIlroy just through the 18th green.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Our colleague said of this shot for Tiger, he said, you know what's missing? Divots. This is the divots-free zone down here,
Yeah.
according to Billy Kratzer. Perfect place to be. 162. Covers the front edge. The whole location is 20 on.
Tiger hates it.
Yeah, he hates it.
That might be the only place worse than where Jordan is. Over.
See the impact. Tiger knew immediately.
Yeah, I think he was trying to hit a little flighted cut maybe with probably a 6-iron, and he just kind of double crossed it. And when that's called the pull kill. When you pull one, they usually go further.
Why is that in a worse spot than worse speed?
Well, he is going to be. He's going to have a downhill bunker lie out of sand that doesn't spin very good to a downhill green downwind. So he's going to have to find a soft spot to try to land it and keep it anywhere around the hole. They're both in difficult spots, to put it mildly.
The green's a little more receptive than you were anticipating at the start of the week for the first round.
Yes, so far they are. But I mean, I kind of expected. We were talking about that yesterday. It's Thursday morning. You know, the last thing they want to do is make it a debacle right off the bat. So they're going to keep it. They're going to let it marinate. And the course will change itself, and Kerry will do a good job of adapting to that. So the more the wind blows, the harder, and the harder the courses get, the higher the scores are going to get, and the more difficult everything's going to get. So it's a long process.
You know, after Tiger hit that shot, kind of looked down at his ankle and his leg, and he rolled it a few times, and he was on the upslope, and almost as if he tried to push off of it, Scott, and there was nothing there, and so the body doesn't turn and the face shuts down.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, you get on that right side. That's the one thing. It's kind of like the 17th hole. You get on the right side of the fairway there, and there's not any level lies.
Ned, how does Tiger look walking today compared to what we saw yesterday in the practice round?
He looked fantastic until after that shot, and he was laboring now coming up the hill, and he definitely tweaked something with that shot.
Because now it looks like what we saw to Tiger on the weekend at Augusta. Jordan's been wearing that expression the past few holes. Tiger, none too pleased with his second. Rory, shocked that his went through the 18th.
Jordan has that squirrel stuck in a traffic kind of look. Not exactly sure which way to go. And this shot is...
He's going to get a mouthful of sand here, isn't he?
Yeah, this is just brutal. I mean, this is not one you've practiced. You have to clip it just right, fly it all the way to the hole, and about 20 feet left. And this is an all or nothing kind of shot.
It really is.
On the slightest clear up.
That's really, really good.
Took the putter out of the bag and ripped off the putter cover and threw it down.
Yeah, well, that's hard to explain how good a shot that really was. Into the wind. Can't see where you're going. Tough, very tough shot right there. That was really, really good.
Sometimes a par save can be what ignites a round.
There's no question. Now he's got to make the putt. So you can see Tiger's got almost aim left of the green, doesn't he?
Yeah, just about. I mean, this is coming in at 90 degrees. Now, you know how hard this shot is. Just keeping it on the green is going to be a win.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he only flew that a step or two further than he wanted because he was trying to get it. Had the right idea
to land it in the fridge to take some of the speed off.
Yeah, and keep it below and get it below the hole. Yeah, it was just that's a very bad spot to be. Just kind of what you're saying, above the hole here on most holes is bad news. This doesn't have a lot of break, does it, here, Ned?
I was trying to find some, and it really doesn't. It's just the speed. If anything, it's going to work
Right.
a little bit off the edge of the cup from his right to left.
It's just that little downhill, downwind.
Here's the leader, McIlroy.
Over tapped it.
That'll be a stress test par putt.
Yeah, now he's going to have to tap the next one. Yeah, that looks dangerous, Ned. I mean, it had to look extremely fast to him.
And also the wind at his back, right? Because that makes things even more difficult, and subconsciously you hit it a little bit softer.
No question.
All three of these guys trying to scramble and save par on the 18th. Scoring average right now for the 18th, 4.5.
And it's going to continue to go up. This group's not going to help any.
This is the hardest hole on the course.
This one works from right to left and challenging to get it all the way to the cup. Slower than it looks.
Tiger to make the turn in 34.
Well, he hit a good putt.
Would have been a heck of an escape.
Mm-hmm.
Just a really poor iron from the fairway.
Yeah, it's just the 18th hole is living up to what the 18th hole is going to be all week. It is a hard par. You can't make a mistake.
Second bogey his last 4 holes. Tiger at even, out in 35. How would you rate that front 9 from Tiger?
You know what? He's fine. I'm more concerned if his limping more and stuff like that because he's striking the ball pretty good. The shot he had into this green was a lot more difficult than it looked like. Every one of these shots into this green is difficult. So if you shoot even par today, you're golden.
Just so delicate.
Yeah, wind blowing, break. It doesn't break that much.
Another bogey for Spieth.
Yeah, he still looks a little out of sorts.
Two over 37.
Scott, this is one of those putts in your mind. You're saying, come on, man. Make this. Let's sprint our way over to the back 9. This is all about momentum.
Yeah, it is. But it really, what he's got to be thinking about is exactly what he's been thinking about on every shot so far. Just do your job and hit the putt, and it goes where it goes.
McIlroy to stay bogey free. What a par.
Yep.
Rory 4 under 31.
Very impressive start right there. And that's the recipe today. You needed we were talking the first 9 holes before the wind really gets to ripping is where you got to score. So
it was really the first hour and a half. The wind was laying down, and Rory ripped off those 4 straight birdies from 12 through 15.
He was prepared. I know he's been doing a lot of mental work, with Bob Rotella, who simplifies everything. And that's what Rory looks very simple today, doesn't he?
In his last couple starts, Wells Fargo had the slow start there, battled all the way back to finish 5th. Masters we had talked about was never really seriously in contention, but that Sunday 64, Rory was saying that did wonders for him just mentally going forward to finish runner-up at Augusta.
Yeah, I mean, that was evident from just how excited he was. He knew he wasn't going to win, but how excited he was, obviously the bunker shot he hit, but even the whole backside, he played really great and was thrilled with that.
We just saw the back 9. Scott, what would you say is the harder 9 here at Southern Hills? Is there one?
Yeah, no, I think they're relatively even. I think the back 9, you can score the first 4 holes, and then it gets quite a bit tougher. Front 9 is more of a mix. There's a couple 2 or 3 hole spans where you can have some good birdie chances, but then there's a number. The 2nd hole, the 3rd hole with the wind today, the 7th hole, the 8th hole is 2. I don't know what they have it playing today, but 240,
249, but
into the wind. So
the scoring average almost identical right now for the 2 now.
It's a very level. Had to be in the fairway to hit the green, so I would assume Rory's going with driver. He can pretty much cover everything.
Rory's been nuking driver today. Creeps that one in. Rory now with the 2-shot lead.
That was a nice birdie right there, gentlemen.
That was
the 2nd hole is
birdie.
a hard hole.
5th birdie on the day for Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, just perfect speed, not much break to it.
Putting with so much freedom today.
Everything is with freedom. I mean, this is great TV right here, is what it is. Watching Rory McIlroy play like this.
Just never seen him pull the club with such conviction. The second it's his turn, he's stepping into it.
Very decisive, which is probably all he really needs.
You got a beat on this par putt?
Yeah, inside that right edge, just stroke it. This is why you stand on the practice green and hit a bunch of these.
Tiger needs this one. 3rd straight bogey now. Woods the 2 over. Another drop shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, really been a couple of unforced errors on 18 and on this one, to make bogeys. So see if you can get back into a little better rhythm.
Short par putt for Spieth, but we've seen some strange misses from this distance so far this season.
Yeah, I like that he's gone through his entire routine here. Just make a great stroke. Watch it go in the dead center of the hole. Build a little confidence.
Wind must be picking up. He's saying the ball's oscillating there, so that would only be from a wind gust.
Hear it starting to howl there in Tulsa.
Yeah, Ned, I like what you said there. Go through your whole routine, even on a little 2-footer, particularly when the wind's blowing, and particularly when you're trying to find some rhythm for your game. So it kind of has a double good meaning for Jordan right there. You're trying to get your rhythm back, and you can't be careless when the wind starts gusting.
Jordan Spieth and Tiger Woods at 2 over. Rory 7 ahead of them at 5 under. Just pipe and drive.
Hammered another one.
I mean, it's coming so out of the center of the face. It's beautiful to watch is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
This is a vintage McElroy display.
The tallest one? Yeah, it's just right now. Past the trees. It's got to be on the right. Yes. On the right. Yes.
I mean, he generates so much from his lower body power and speed. It's really incredible.
Here's Jordan Spieth.
Good one there. Thanks. Got it out there with Rory. We need Mr. Woods to hit one down the middle of the fairway here and get the boat floating again.
Tiger in the midst of his stretch with 3 straight bogeys.
Good shot, Tiger!
That was a good one.
All 3 of these guys in the 3rd fairway.
Welcome back to feature group number 1 with Rory McIlroy, our leader, playing unbelievable golf at this point, just putting on a stripe show. And he's along with Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth. And I am here with George Savrikas and Ned Michaels, and we are on the 3rd hole.
How about those 3 tee shots there, Mr. Verplank?
Very, very nice. All 3 of them down the middle. Got an awkward little pin position here on the 3rd, but it is, they're all in good position where they might be able to get good looks at it.
Tiger, by my math, 127 to the front. Spieth, 118, and McIlroy, 115. That's to the front edge. The hole is cut 6 on, so you can tack on a handful of paces to each one of those numbers. And a little false fronts, though, that guards the edge of the green here, Scott.
Yeah, and this one is, and it's, this one you need to, this one of the few that you kind of need to get behind the hole. It really, I mean, it's, you'll have a little downhiller, but not like most holes. You definitely need to fly it back at least to the hole here and hit it kind of more center of the green. You have a pretty good putt at it.
You want to take advantage of these tee shots. This is the 4th easiest hole at Southern Hills.
No question. I mean, the wind's blowing, blah 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 blah, but you're in go zone when you got 127. So you're looking to get it there and get it close.
You know, those are going crazy. You can make more sense.
44 total, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Tiger has a 9 iron out.
Woods is 2nd. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was a solid swing. Good position to have a putt at it, make a birdie, and kind of get going the right direction.
This is a stretch to
This is your stretch right here.
3, 4, 5.
Yes, this is your stretch to get the train back on the tracks.
All 3 good birdie holes. Woods and Spieth in the same spot at 2 over.
Yeah. Hold on.
It's just a big sand wedge for Jordan.
Stayed up there, tried hopping onto the green.
He's going to take the high route here, McIlroy.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, he's not in terrible shape right there, but that's kind of the first, I don't know, that's kind of the first mistake that they've made together, because he's got to fly it past the hole. I mean, the Tiger flew it pin high, and it stopped pretty good, but the awkward shot is where Jordan and Rory are now.
Well, especially when you have a wedge coming in.
Yeah, you gotta get it. You need to hit it past the hole, and if it sucks back to the hole, that's a bonus. But yeah, the only way to mess this up is to leave it short of the green.
You know, for McIlroy there, Scott, he was right in between clubs. Was it going to be a little feathered sand wedge or a hard lob wedge? It was one of those awkward ones, and he tried to flight it down and just kind of left it out to the right.
Yeah, oh, that happens.
Look at what our featured group has done so far on the third, beginning with their tee shots, all three in the fairway. The only one to find the green with their approach, Tiger Woods.
Which is, in the last 3 or 4 holes, has not been the case. But they're not, none of them are horrible, but yeah, Rory and Jordan, that wasn't their best. But it's hard to criticize anything, really either one of them are doing, but Rory's just been on fire.
Fire, almost an understatement with the 2-shot lead right now.
He's probably a lot more disappointed than I am that he didn't hit it gimme.
It's a variety of options from off these green complexes here at Southern Hills. Jordan's pulled putter. I'd assume Rory going to go with the same play.
I think so. You know, the slopes are enough where the Bermuda grain is into you, so that makes chipping not impossible, but a little more dicey. So the sooner you can get it on the ground rolling, kind of the better off you are. So, you know, even like the little 5-wood or the 3-wood or the rescue clubs work pretty good into this stuff. But if you're close enough, and you know, these guys are so good that they'll get the speed pretty good coming out of this fringy area.
You know, this one is one that Jordan could absolutely hole. It's kind of right in the saddle. He can throw it out to the right. Unless he really gasses it, speed won't be an issue.
Yeah, but does it break to the right at the very end?
But again,
That one didn't.
He's just almost wishing it up there. Doesn't have a whole lot of conviction yet today on the greens.
No, he hasn't been near as decisive as Rory.
Just depends on how this comes out. You know, the first 2 or 3 feet are going to dictate the speed and if he hits a good putt or not.
McIlroy already with 5 birdies on the card.
Get up. That one got caught up a little bit.
Yeah, did you see it get scrubbed out?
Yeah, that's the danger of trying to roll it against the grain like that. But you know, you pick your poison around here if you miss greens on how you're going to get it. You know, get it to get flighted either on the ground or flighted in the air, how you want it to go. So he's probably still away, isn't he?
Yeah, I would think it's still Rory, just inside 6 feet for par.
Oh yeah, it's Rory.
Right now, Rory leading the field in strokes gained putting.
He's probably leading the field in about everything, isn't he?
You know, Scott, the thing about leaving it short there is, at least if you run it by, you know what the putt is doing around the hole. Now you've still got a little bit of a question.
Yeah, did you get a good look at this one?
Yeah, and he's right in that saddle where he's in the fall line. It might kick actually from his heels to his toes a little bit off of that bunker.
Yeah, I know. This is an awkward little spot. And he did it.
Another par save for McIlroy. 5 under through 12.
Yeah, you'd hate to let one get away there. I mean, that's fairly obvious, but I love his demeanor and his conviction. He's playing like he's playing with his buddies at home.
2 under the last 6. He ties the lowest ever round in PGA Championship history with a 63.
Well, nothing would shock me. You know, it's not going to be easy, but he's
still has the par 5 fifth to play.
Yeah. This would be a big one for Tiger here. Get this in and kind of
start to right the ship.
Get a little pep in his step back.
And it will be an enormous roar because they're 10 deep surrounding the entire green.
Was right center putt at most?
At most.
Four-foot birdie putt for Tiger Woods. Pulling back to 1 over.
Well, that was 3 solid. I mean, that was good shots right there. Really nice drive, beautiful iron, solid putt. He doesn't look too concerned.
A lot of yard work here for Jordan. Not much in this putt. Just a little stroke tester.
Spieth in with par. Jordan at 2 over. Only 1 birdie on the card. That came all the way back on the 12th, his 3rd hole of the day. So Tiger now is taking the honor on the tee after that birdie on the 3rd. The gallery eye view. Gotta have the iPhone out.
Oh, yeah.
Get your picture, video. Look at all those phones in the crowd.